no days, no days off. No days, no days, no days off. Gotta keep it going. Gotta keep it going.
Alright, hey everybody, it's Kayla Got the 411. I'm here with Cutta. Cutta always asks people what's good with you. How you doing?
Good.
Now you just left the airport to come meet up with me, so I appreciate that for you. Now what's the whole scene now like at the airport? Cause I'm thinking I got better. You don't think it got better?
No, ain't no way.
Really?
I came in on Friday, and I usually just park, I park at ATOS, hop on SkyTrain or whatnot. I get to the security, and there's they got the entrance to the check-in security, and then there's a Popeyes right next to it.
Oh, I know that Popeyes.
So all the way back to the other end, to the other hallway, there's a line.
Okay, now that happened to me in 2020 when I was flying. But I felt like it got a little better.
Ain't no way.
Now we're in Atlanta. For people who don't know, a lot of artists who've been on this show, they normally used to come to Atlanta. So you actually was working, you got to meet up with me, and I appreciate that. And you are Atlanta native, right?
Yes, yeah.
Now looking back on past Atlanta artists, I feel like we got a lot of legends. We got our own style here. Artists like Outkast, T.I., Lil Jon. Do you think the city has really helped influence your sound?
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%. Even the artists you mentioned, Outkast or Criminal is my favorite album. I still got it on my phone. I like, and it's crazy. Big Boy had posted a couple of days ago, maybe a week or so ago. I had to send a message yo, this is my favorite shit. So it's whether you saw it or not, I'm just letting you know that was it.
What you think about the elevation of Atlanta sound? Because I'm from Augusta, it's a few hours from Atlanta, but I feel we pretty much like neighbors, okay?
Yeah.
Now I definitely think the music scene has changed a lot. Do you think it's changed in a good way, or we could do better?
It's a evolution or evolving. I feel we are doing better because early 2000s, we had the snap music and stuff. Nothing was wrong with it, but it was it was a fad, so it was that happened. But I feel now artists that are coming out, they're making music where you can 10 years from now, it gives you a viewpoint. Man, I can think of exactly what I was doing back then, listening to.
You think current music is doing that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Current music.
And then it's who are you listening to?
Okay, you mean current artists is in Atlanta now. We got Lil Baby, we got Young Thug and Gunna. Currently they on a little break right now.
They coming out.
Can we say Gucci Mane? Gucci Mane.
Oh yeah, 100.
I still got Gucci Mane old mixtapes.
Exactly.
So you mean them artists, or you mean
Yeah, I'm talking about them.
Okay.
That's who I listen to anyway.
Okay, same as well. Now, what part of Atlanta did you actually grow up in? Because sometimes your lyrics can sometimes be reflected where you grew up in your environment. So what part of Atlanta did you grow up in, and do you think that it kind of helped shape your lyrics and made you who you are?
Yeah, so East Atlanta. And Decatur, that's where I'm from.
Decatur is Breda.
Shoot, my dad still got a office out there, right off of, it's out there, Covington Road.
Yeah, don't tell everybody,
I know.
Crazy.
Trying to do wrong.
Right.
But yeah. So, be out there, seen a lot out there, done a lot, have friends in and out of jail, parole, all this extra stuff, I managed, nothing but God managed to stay clean.
Get you out, right?
But, a lot goes on out there.
And how did you come up with the name Cutta? Is that short for your first name or something?
Nah, so this was something back in high school. I used to have braids and a fro. So as soon as I cut my hair, it was
Oh, you went through that stage?
Yeah, it was it was kind of a switch or something. Cause girls started checking me out.
When you cut your hair?
Yes.
See, I be trying to tell some of these men, they be 40 years old, won't let them braids go.
Let them go.
Let them go.
But yeah, it was a 360. So my friends would joke about it because they used to call me carpet head, and then when I cut my hair, they started calling me Cutta. They can see the difference. So
they gave you the name.
Yep, it was Young Cutta. That's my boy, Young Cutta. And I was let me drop this Young, so I put the J in front of it.
And J for your first name, right?
Yeah.
That's catchy. It's the fact that you remember that, because when people ask me how I got my brand name, Kayla Got the 411, I have no idea. And that's sad. That's really unfortunate.
Hey,
See, when you give your speeches and your Grammy, because I believe in manifestation, your Grammy speeches, you know exactly where you got your name from, and that's really important.
I appreciate it.
Now, you've been in this industry for a very long time. As I did your research, I mean, I went back to videos from like 10 years
Oh, for
ago.
real? Yep.
Yeah,
Where's
because,
that?
of course, I had to, do my research on you. So, how has it been, like, navigating through this industry all these years, and what are some challenges that you have faced?
Challenges, I would say, just just trying to get through the different changes of the music and still trying to do your own music. That's one thing I try to make sure I still make what I want to make.
Right.
Outside of, you got these different areas of music,
Staying
especially
current.
of Atlanta. And I'm like, I'm gonna do what I want to do because I like to make music. It's not like I'm making it so I'm like, this is all I'm grinding. It's gonna
TikTok music. We in that scene. We're making TikTok music. You gotta have a dance, a very, very difficult dance.
Yeah.
And seems like you just you doing. I think that's better. A lot of artists, I feel like you get your hit when you're just going to the studio, just having fun.
Yeah.
When you go in the studio trying to find a hit, that just sounds stressful. Do you agree with me? Because you're the artist.
Yeah. I agree with you 100%. And then it's not as enjoyable because at the end of the day, when you start to turn it into work, you still want to enjoy it. You don't want to get up like some people that complain about 9 to 5s or whatnot. You don't want to feel like that getting up and going to do this thing that you supposedly love doing.
Okay. Now, what has been one of the benefits also? We don't want to just focus on the challenges.
Oh, yeah. Benefits, just seeing the reaction of fans and, like, getting the responses. I get a lot of random people never even seen before, never even know from, like, even different countries. Like, they're hitting me up and, like, hey, I love your music. I saw your video.
Right.
Your stuff is fire. Keep going. Keep grinding, So seeing that is cool.
They always say, you ever heard that saying, strangers will support you more than people that actually know you?
Oh, yeah.
I definitely think that, especially from people from overseas. I think they are a little bit more different than us. So when they hear good music, they're not basing it off of how many followers you got or, if you work with this artist. If they like a song, they're going to tell somebody about it.
Yeah, it's real. It's real.
Now, also for people who may not know who you are, like, what's one thing that you think makes you stand out from other artists?
My sound, even my voice. I've heard a whole lot of random things, but it's like that's the one thing I know for sure. When you hear me on the track, you hear my sound, you be like, oh, that's him. So especially when I start getting bigger and bigger, so it's gonna be like a click.
That's really, really important. A lot of people probably, how you hear like a song, you be like, damn, I don't know if this is Uzi, I don't know if this is Playboy. I feel like, do you think that that's kind of a disadvantage to a lot of artists? But your sound is natural. That's just who you are. We have our own unique sound here. People say we got an accent. I don't hear. People tell you that?
Oh, what, natural?
Did you have an accent?
Nah, I haven't heard that. They tell me I don't sound like I'm from here. Like I'm like, how this from here is supposed to sound.
Where they say you from?
Up north. Like I got family up north, so
you sound like you from the south with some sense.
Okay, I appreciate it.
You got two different you got two different type of styles from the south. Ones that you can tell, okay, you got some sense, you probably had those type of parents like, okay, say that word right. Don't just...
Yeah, shoot, my parents were immigrants. Like
from where?
My mom is from Haiti and my dad is from Ghana. So that household was different.
Oh Lord, yes.
Yeah, so you got one parent on you. Like why?
So how does it how do they accept you like doing music and stuff like that? Because I know a lot of Caribbean parents are really big on education and stuff like that. So music is like music.
So I say mamas are mamas. They don't care what you're doing. They're gonna support you. Like my dad, it took a minute, but then he started accepting the fact, and then he started telling me what kind of music to make. Like, hey, you need to make music, tell people to inspire them, tell them to go hard, So it's like funny, And
you know what? Listen to your music though, like it seems like you have listened because you have a lot of really motivated, encouraging music. Even though you talk your ish too.
Yeah, I try to.
But you don't have depressing music,
Nah.
Y'all know that depressing music that's like, okay.
Yeah, and it's like, you're like, I'm gonna have to
I used to love Juice WRLD, rest in peace to him, but it's like, damn, make you be like, okay, now I'm in a bad mood, and I woke up in a good mood. So I definitely think your music is very motivated. And plus, you're talking about, you know, things that you have been through as well. And I feel like you're a guy. I take it you like money, cause you're a boss man, right? So you do talk about money. Ain't no wrong with money. You gotta have money to pay bills. Yeah. Now, consistency is very important in this industry. You know, everybody can't have their overnight success. We've seen it before. So what advice would you give to artists who are just coming into this industry who may not want to wait, you know, 10 years? They want it to happen overnight. Like, what advice would you give an artist like that?
Find a way to stand out in your own way, if that makes sense. And network, because literally the person, when people go to these network events or events with big artists, and like you see somebody next to you that's on the same mission as you, that's the person you need to be talking to, you know, because you both are, especially if you both have the same ambition, the same grind, you guys can keep motivating each other, even if you guys don't fuck with each other's music like that, you can, you know, still be rooting, you know.
Is that easy to do, like support somebody when you think they suck?
No. No.
You know, because, you know, it's just like you be like, you know, keep it up, but you're like, in the back of your mind, you're like, dang.
Yeah, but like for me, I'm like, as much music is coming out, I'm not gonna like everything that every artist puts out. So I feel like it's just, you're gonna be able to find your audience or something. So I can't be like, oh, his shit suck. You know, even if I don't look like it or listen to it, somebody else will.
And how do you take even criticism too? Because, you know, I know people ask me that question, you know, on YouTube. People don't like what I say. The first thing they want to do is insult me, insult my looks. So I'm pretty sure as an artist, you upload music and people may not like it, or, you know, how do you handle that, or have you got past that?
I've gotten past that, but I feel like before, like I'm like highly critical on myself sometimes. So it's like some music I'd be hesitating to put out, and then I had to put myself in the mode to just put it out, you know, and just move on to the next. Not necessarily forget that song, but like keep working. The thing to keep working. Like you mentioned Young Thug, and that was like something, like he said, he was like, when he was first coming, he just stayed in the studio and just kept working. So it's like with his catalog, it's like even if you don't like his earlier stuff, it's like something in there that you like. So like seeing what people don't like, or like people leaving random comments, that doesn't bother me. It's like I look at like the numbers and stuff, and you can tell
they
like,
tune in.
Yeah, like if they really mess with your song, they're gonna keep listening to it. And I'm like, all right, maybe they didn't like it too much, or maybe I gotta hit them over the head with the song a little bit more, and then, you know, just trying to keep working.
And that's a good point. This is not a question that I planned on also too. Like, you know, those particular songs that tend to take off like years later, right? I think it happened to Glorilla, right? So how do you know it's time to give up on a song? Like, okay, this just ain't the one. Do you even give up on songs, or do you feel like I gotta keep pushing it?
I say 2 years, and then that's just a number. A number I go by. But then it's like, what are you doing with that song within that time span to be like, all right, I'm gonna chill out.
Like you tried all avenues.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Cause like even though I'm like constantly making new music, this one track Matumbo that I put out earlier this year, and I got the video on YouTube, like it's still running up, you know, still doing numbers, and I haven't personally done much to that song, but I'm like, okay, people really feel that song, they liking it. And then like for it's like TikTok, they were doing something with it. Like when I first put it out, they were, you know, doing stuff with it. Like someone's song went viral, someone's video went viral with that song, and they got like 7 million views on the thing. It was like crazy.
It's amazing how word of mouth travels sometimes. Like I feel like these days you artists don't really have to need a lot of backing, because all it takes is one person to like it. Because I know once I like it, I want to find out who it is.
Right.
And that's normally the chain. Like we are responsible for who we make it now. We're not leaving it in the hands of the record labels.
Yeah, like the radio. Yeah, Like, you know, before the
And radio.
Yeah, before the end.
You know, radio gonna play the same song over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Not even giving anybody a chance to get those 3 minutes in there. That's the thing that I hate about radio, and that's why I love this segment, because it's giving me an opportunity to let people who don't know about you all's music to maybe discover your music. If they like it, you know, they'll go check it out, tell a friend. That's normally how music rolls. Now we're gonna have a little fun. I'm gonna get to know you a little better. Okay, I'm gonna ask you some questions. All right, they real chill and cool. Did you take a look at what I sent you?
I ain't get a chance.
That makes it even better. That makes it even better. Okay, so first we're gonna be basing this off of your most recent song, No Days Off. So during your days off, people can find you doing what?
Spending time with my kids.
Yes. How many kids do you have?
I got 2. My daughter's the oldest, and then I got a son. He in baseball. So.
Oh, you be at the games yelling?
Yeah, I'll be trying to make them games. You know, he 4, so he playing with 6-year-olds and stuff.
Oh.
So you know, it's crazy. He the littlest one.
Oh, that's amazing. I know you be out there cheering, so happy.
Oh yeah.
Next, what has Atlanta taught you that no other city could?
You can see any and everything. Like on the day,
No,
days notice.
No, seriously, it's amazing how this city where you can be in like the nice like area, then you turn and boom, now you in the hood, now a crackhead baby on your door. It really is the city of.
You gonna see everything.
And you gotta come down here and you can't explain it to anybody. They just gotta come down here to be able to see it for themselves.
Yeah.
So I think that's a great one. Pen or freestyle?
I do a little both. So like right now, I've been doing some lives. It'd be late at night. I don't know. Whoever be up, be checking it out. So like producers send me beats, they email me beats. So I just decided I'm gonna go on live and I'm gonna listen to them and show my audience what I'm doing. So it's like you check in, you know. So check in. I'll be like, listen to the beat. I'll like, if I mess with it, I was like, you know what? Because you sent me that beat, I'm gonna just do something right then and there. So
wow, that's really dope. Because you know I've had a lot of producers on this show as well, and one of their biggest thing is like getting their music to artists that actually want to listen.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, some artists they got they set producer. So you know, we gonna take a little break because I'm curious now. Like, do you have a set producer, or are you open to everybody?
Open to everybody. I do have a few that I really like mess with, but I'm always listening to every producer's beat, because you never know. Someone could have something that you've never heard and that you really been looking for. You didn't even know you were looking for it. That sound.
Because you know sometimes you hear a song and the beat comes and you're like, dang, this is fire. Yeah. And that makes people want to continue to listen. So I like the fact that you said it. Now, what is your biggest L you ever had and your biggest W you ever had?
Biggest L I ever had. I would say, I guess I would make this general with as far as music, like just procrastinating. I feel like as far as like how I used to release music, I would be sitting on songs for months on months, because I'll listen to it like 1,000 times before I'd be like, all right, let me go ahead and see what they feeling. And you know, I feel like that those were like missed opportunities, because I'm like, if I put that out, I could be, you know, getting something else out. But
and what's your biggest win you ever had?
Win, let's see. I would say I put out a track called Drip Win off of this EP I did like 2 years, right? It was like literally right before pandemic. So Curator picked it up and they worked for HBO. So they threw it on the Ballers playlist. So that song up like instantly.
Wow.
So I went from that
That's
song.
Amazing.
Yeah. And I'm like, I didn't even like, it's crazy because it happened like within that same month, and that was like the first time something like that happened where I'm like, I put a song out, I'm like, okay. I'm like looking out.
Be a little shocked, like, dang, they came out of nowhere, ain't it?
Yeah. So.
But all that hard work is paying off though.
Yeah.
You never know who's watching and who's listening. That's the great part about that. Now last, finish the sentence, money can't buy you.
Everything.
Money can't buy you.
Everything.
Money can't buy you everything? Like what?
A peace of mind.
That's true. That's true. Cause there's so many people with money now, and they seem like they are losing it.
Yeah, happiness. Cause you can tell, like looking on social media, like with just different. I'm not gonna say names, but just looking on. You can scroll down the shade room, like just because you have money doesn't change the type of problems you're gonna get.
Or the type of person you are.
Yep.
Yeah. You just be having money and just insane.
Yep.
Unfortunately, that's why it's so scary sometimes. We would talk about earlier, I mentioned overnight success. Sometimes people are not even ready for it.
Yeah.
And then they get it, but they still battling demons and they get money and those demons.
Sure, it's like winning the lottery. It's like, you really want to win all this money?
Right.
Like, all these crazy lottery stories.
Right.
Sure, they life got worse. So I'm like, hey, so.
And next, I see you are a family man. You mentioned you have kids. Like, how is it being a husband and father, but also a hip hop artist? Like, how do you even balance them both? You are a man, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because I did my research. Wait a minute now. Because I think I asked another guy on this show. He was like, oh, okay. Well, I guess that ended. All right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, discipline yourself and keeping a schedule. Like, scheduling, that's the biggest thing. Even though you have kids, some parents may feel like you can't be on a schedule with kids, but, you can get them on a schedule, on a routine, and they'll be right on it. Because sometimes my kids be asking me, "Aren't we supposed to be doing this right now?" I'm like, "You're right.
Right.
Let's go ahead and handle
So you
that."
keep a balance. You make sure you get your music done. Do you have a studio at home, or do you have to go to the studio?
Both. And like
That's good.
Yeah, both. So what my process is, like, even I be mentioning this on my live, so maybe.
So also with you being a married man, I've heard a lot of rappers say that it's hard to, ignore temptation. Now, have you had that issue, and how do you stay focused and stuff like that? 'Cause this is Atlanta. It's a lot of thirsty people out here.
There's a lot. So me being disciplined, it's just I feel like it's easy for me because I got a good woman. She definitely is.
And you're a good person too, because I feel like a lot of people, these rappers have a lot of good women, but they are terrible people.
Yeah.
So, and terrible people do terrible things, right? Yeah. And even looking at your page, it seems like you're a really family man. Like, you have people around you that support you, and it seems like that's the reason why you probably have been able to make it this long in the industry. You have something to come home to.
Yeah.
Does that help?
Yeah, it does help. It helps. Like, seeing your family, it helps. And at the same time, you wanna get your dream out there, because it's like go for your dream. Because when you got your kids, like, you are a big influence on your kids. Like, it was one thing you just remind me of. Like, my daughter, she's 6. And like, she sees me going hard with the music stuff. So she had told us the other day she wanted to be a rapper because of me. I was like, that's crazy, So that's more pressure applied.
Right. And these days, remember like years ago, like, you say something, you be like, what are the odds for, But these days, like, she really could.
Yeah.
Look at all these young rappers. They started when they young.
Sure, I'm gonna put her.
And she'll be like, my dad, my dad is Cutta, I learned from him and stuff like that. Was she serious? Is she writing? Like, she serious, taking music serious?
Like,
she's 6 now.
She's 6, yeah. It's funny. I played some music with her before. She like trying to get her freestyle.
Yeah, you had her on a song yet?
Nah, not
yet. Put her on a song. She really gonna lose her mind.
I know. I know.
She might get nominated for a Grammy. Hey.
Yep.
Yeah, that's amazing. Having kids that actually look up to you as well. Cause I actually have a daughter as well, and she definitely watches my show. She done went to school and told the kids that I gotta show them. Like, girl, don't tell.
That's what's up though.
Don't tell, cause some of them shows teachers don't need to be watching. Cause I get a little blunt. So I think that's really amazing. But you're also an entrepreneur as well. So how important is it for you as an artist to have different streams of income coming well, not just focusing on the music? Cause it takes sometimes a while for music to generate money.
Yeah, it does. I say just being out here, I feel like you need more streams of income. Like, even looking at COVID, you only got one job that really will take you out. So I feel like just trying to build this generational wealth thing, and like, I read a lot of stuff. So it's like, looking at that, it's like, those are one of the things that you have to do. You gotta have different streams of income. You gotta have, you gotta have more than just the job. Like even living in Atlanta, you know,
right?
the way rent and all this stuff.
And what would you suggest either? Because I know a lot of people are kind of pro 9 to 5, but I feel like as an artist, you know, you know, your ass gotta go to McDonald's, you know, to pay for that studio time. You gotta do what you gotta do. That's if you take it serious.
Yeah, I'll say figure out ways to save your money first, and then figure out what you like and what you can do as a side hustler. My home always be calling me like the ultimate hustler, because you know, you said I'm an entrepreneur. I got storefronts, I got real estate, you know, I got businesses. I'm just trying to build something to where it's sustainable even if I'm not here. You know, when you got a family and stuff, it's like so much other stuff you be thinking about.
Life insurance.
Yeah. Yep.
Life insurance. Man, you know, people don't really understand what it is. It's like, you know, you got to get life insurance. That's how, you know, you really are adulting, you know?
Yep.
And these policies they cheap when you're young.
Yo, ain't cheap now. They eat your pockets every month. And you like, man, where's that
Especially
money
you got
going?
multiple kids. Thank God I only got one, you know?
Yep. Yeah.
But still, I think those are really, really important too. And, you know, there are ways, right, to make money, right? You don't need a lot of money to do all types of things, right?
Right.
So for artists who don't have like much money, you know, like maybe they're making $100 off their streams, like how would they go about, like what would you suggest? What did you do to start your first business? What was the first business that you got while you were doing music?
The first business that I got, marketing. So, but it was like a different type of marketing. It's experiential marketing. That's what I was doing. So I opened up a business doing that, and I got other businesses that contract me out to work for them. Like even if it's something small, and like if it's something else that you like other than music that you feel like you can generate from that, or something that you feel like you can do on the side, because I've done online businesses too. That's something you can start up real quick and outsource the products you don't like, you know, drop shipping, you know, stuff like that. So that way you don't have to take much out of your pocket. But like just being an artist, figuring out other ways to get that exposure other than doing what everybody else is doing, because you know, you get dropped in this bucket, you know, with the other crabs when you start doing the same thing everybody else. So figure out ways to stand out for the most part.
And are you still independent?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, is that your goal to stay independent, or do you have hopes of getting signed?
All of the above. It's like whatever. I'm looking for the best opportunity that is for me at that time and moment. So like, if an opportunity presents itself and I'm like, that sounds like that'll work for me at that very moment, then we can run it. We can get it rolling.
Sounds like it works for you too. I feel like it's two different type of deals. Ones that's just quick, I need money now, and ones that's gonna benefit your future.
Right, yeah. Because I've been doing it this long, I'm gonna keep doing it. So it's like trying to run up real quick. I'm trying to get super fans, you know. That's what I want. I want fans that support you, don't matter where you at or where you going.
That's really, really important too, because you see a lot of these artists there, right? They can leave their label today, but they have fan base that's gonna keep streaming. They're gonna come out to these shows, and that's really, really important. So what can we expect from you from the rest of the year? Now, you all, we actually found out we got the same birthday.
Yep.
Now, I had somebody else on this show September 28th now. And it seems like we both procrastinate against each other when it comes to go work, right? Now, we are at the end of 2022. Now, what do you have like coming out? Have you made a decision on what you have coming out yet? Are you still looking at it?
Yeah. So I've done so much better this year. I've been dropping
a lot of music too. I was looking at you on Apple. I was like, wow, like you're really consistent.
So I'm gonna keep it going. I got a song that I'm working on called Champagne Wishes. The engineer is still going back. We going back and forth, you know. When you
about what?
Get that sound right. You know, it's like a certain sound I want to hear, and he's sending me this. I'm like, not there yet. You know, sometimes it just takes a little bit longer. But that song is pure gold. I got a video on my Instagram that's playing some of the song when I was in the studio recording it, and then like you can just, as soon as you hear it, you just know it's something. Like,
you just know.
Yeah.
As an artist, I feel like you all know. Do you feel like you know, or other people know?
I know I got it, but like what I had to remind myself is like I still gotta prove it to everybody else that I do.
Do you have a solid team around you as well that you can go to and be like, you know, how does it sound?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
yeah.
I got my peoples I went to college with. I still be sending them stuff. We be calling ourselves the scheme team because you know that's like a whole nother story.
Right.
But, yeah, I'll be like, yo, check this out. You know, like that's why I knew Matumbo was something. That's why I like pushed hard for that because like I sent them.
That's actually one of my favorite songs I've heard from you.
Oh,
too.
for real? Oh, yeah,
I was thinking about
appreciate it.
pushing that when I promote it.
Oh yeah. Appreciate it. Yeah, because I sent them that and like they was like, oh, this is it. This it. Like I only send them songs like one time and they'll let me know, and that's how I knew because it was like a month or two later they were still like, hey, where the song at? When you put the song out? When you doing the video? I'm gonna come to the video. You know, just all this. So that's how I knew.
Well, I'm so happy to have you here. I'm so excited, my fellow Libra. How was that? Chill, easy.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. You know, we gonna go out on our birthdays, take some birthday shots, get some balls.
Now the only
turned up.
issue with Libras is we gotta figure out where the hell we going.